NoBrand podcast, NoBrandTV podcast. Fuck y'all. Don't laugh at me. I see you, Sam.
You missed a whole pun. You said hello there. We all could have said general. You're like, it's general.
You're too worried.
You fucked it up.
Hey, you realize we can restart the ring?
Nah. No, we already started right away.
Hello.
The recording's already started. Fuck it. Just roll with it.
Anyway.
So today we're doing a Star Wars themed podcast. These fucks like Star Wars, and so do I.
Did you record that shit for 2 hours?
I did. Because the last time we recorded 2 hours, so that's usually what we record around. About an hour and a half to 2 hours. You're okay.
So,
You'll be okay.
your wife is sleeping and nothing to do? I know. Alright.
You got a split gate to play, fuckboy.
I still gotta get a haircut. I was trying to figure out what time it would be.
I thought we were doing that before.
Yeah. I'm waiting for your text about it. Okay.
I can figure it out later. That's a later problem.
I could give you a haircut.
That's a later problem.
You get screaming eagle.
Alright. You ready to figure out which one we should do?
We've talked about this.
Huh?
One, I'm illiterate. Two, I can't read.
I can write it.
Oh yeah, I do right.
Let's just start with checkpoint 1.
Alright, checkpoint 1 is new series. So like, I think I wrote this shit back when like all the new series like were announced.
Sorry,
I shouldn't have invited him.
No, ignore it. It's not joke. You have to be there. You have to ask. You can't afford it.
Anyway, what were all the new series? I know there was the Ahsoka series. Yeah, Bad Batch, which just finished this week. Kenobi, which I still haven't heard anything in a while for that one.
It's still
They're keeping it pretty quiet.
But it's gonna have the original actor.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It also has Hayden Christensen as Vader.
Hey. Don't give it to me yet.
That's gonna do it for you?
Yeah.
Really?
Cool boy there. Yeah, we're in charge.
You know what rare that text this morning? I wake up stuffy. I'm like, no.
Yeah, this will be some study too. No problem. I have to do shower.
Can't study in the shower.
I mean,
You only look in the common area, so no thank you.
phone's water resistant for a reason.
How's it going, everybody?
You're in a Zoom call?
Ooh.
Who the fuck is in the shower?
Sorry. The water's cold.
Sorry, I'm looking at this shit.
Fucking most recent Star Wars
Maybe
animated.
a little bit right there.
Nah, we're good. This
In
happened.
hindsight, you should
Alright.
be way more.
So from when this shit was announced a couple months ago by Kathleen Kennedy, there was Star Wars Visions. There's the last season of The Mandalorian, or the previous season of The Mandalorian. Lando Calrissian show, Rogue Squadron, Ahsoka, Rangers of the New Republic, Andor, the Kenobi show, Acolyte, and then Bad Batch, and then it says Willow and Indiana Jones, which I know those are just Lucasfilm ones. I don't think Willow is Star Wars, is it?
Willow?
Willow.
Fuck no. Willow's a town full of midgets. All over again. I mean, imagine a Hobbit, but everyone is actually a midget. Like, there is no editing or anything. They are legit midgets. A whole town. That sounds like a short film.
Oh, there's also a droid story.
Made in the early 2000s. Midget was the proper term.
Fucking halfling.
Only one person appreciated that joke. I said it sounded like a short film.
I get it.
You better sure what that joke was.
So yeah,
Jerry's the type of I bet Jackson's the type of person when you ask him what are the 2 containers that can hold water and you say, well damn.
Yeah.
So where do you guys think these shows are gonna head?
The future.
That depends. Well, I
Shut the
mean,
fuck up.
Star Wars has always had great films, everything except for the new sequel.
Trilogy,
I mean, besides the new sequel,
Well,
not counting that, Star Wars has
The
had
new trilogy?
new trilogy.
Yeah.
Yes.
the new
with
trilogy,
Ray or
the
the
one thing that I
Ray,
had
yeah.
thought out was great was that they no longer consider the new trilogy canon anymore.
Exactly.
Really?
Because
So-
yeah, it sucks.
That's not official
No,
yet.
it did not.
It's been in talks. There has been a petition that has gone around, but I don't believe it's officially non-canon.
Well, in my own head canon, it is non-canon.
The secret is because they're arguing that because they found out what George Lucas's original plan was, and it sounds way better.
Honestly,
George
like
fucking Lucas, of course it is.
Well, no, because it's not the same story plot that they basically off the original, just new characters.
Listen, they just
And
fucked
so,
up.
but what? Because like, you know what? Do you know what the other plot was? Like George Lucas's plot?
no, he doesn't.
Dark Jar Jar. I literally it's Dark Jar Jar.
I'm trying to cosplay a Dark
We'll
Jar
come back to that.
Jar Jar.
But it was like, no, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was basically where Luke starts the Jedi Order all over again.
Mhm.
Simple. And then Leia.
So pretty much what they tried to do with the first.
Well,
the
it's
first
when
part
they
of the
flash
trilogy.
back with Ben and all that other bullshit. Yeah. If you so that was what Luke says you're doing, and then Leia was gonna be. Let's see, what was Leia doing? I can't remember.
She was part of it too.
No, well, no, because she was like doing something with the
The rebels.
rebels or some other.
So she
I can't
created the
remember.
New Republic,
Yeah.
and I think
She
she was
went back
one of
into
the
politics.
ones that were running it.
Yeah, and then the daughter, so then Leia had, no, the daughter had, was gonna be going into, because Leia's daughter was gonna be into politics, and then, Ben would have been, obviously, with Luke.
Mhm.
That was like the original plot.
If you actually think about it, the new sequel, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, is already non-canon because of Mandalorian. End of season 2, Luke straight up takes Grogu, and if you think about it, the Yoda species, I don't know the actual name of the race,
They haven't came up with the name of it yet.
but the Yoda race lives for, Yoda died well over 900 years, right?
Yeah.
So Grogu really could have been in the new Star Wars.
But that's the thing, no, they're saying at the age of the Mandalorian, Grogu's pushing 50. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
so
the age is
Super fucking
super
slow.
slow.
In the scene of Mandalorian, it's 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
And with the new season
So this is
3,
45 when you kill all the young ones.
the season 3 of Grogu's the trailer poster is Grogu building his own lightsaber. So he straight up is training under Luke. If the new sequel was canon, Grogu would have been there with Ben training,
That is true.
Yeah.
which I strongly believe, I agree, is not canon.
Yeah.
So if anything, that's gonna help push it towards the original ploy.
Exactly.
But
And
then
then
again,
it's gonna this movie's just gonna fade off to be nothing remembered, but a failure.
Ben kills Grogu.
But you also gotta
That's the only way that could be canon. Either Grogu died,
On a mission to find more Jedi, or
Ben
Ben killed him.
killed him, or he just didn't want to be a Jedi and went to be a bounty hunter.
I don't like your name.
like you
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
and also on top of that, you also gotta think they fucked up because in between the first and the second part of the trilogy, they switched fucking directors.
Yeah.
And that's why all 3 of them are different.
They really fucked
Lucas
up
did
when
the
they
same
did
thing.
all the Disney.
and that
Lucas
didn't
had
really didn't have
completely
any
different
set
director than
rules
himself
what they
in the.
wanted to do.
Well, he was still part of all the keeping it underneath.
Yeah, but he was more with the paperwork than the actual.
Are you talking about
Making
the first two?
But
Here-
these-
The
so
first two
But
trilogies?
see,
no, the original trilogy.
Okay.
The original trilogy, A New Hope, which at the time was just known as the Star Wars, was directed by George Lucas. The second one, I want to say his name was like Alex something. I could be wrong.
But he was still part of.
He was a part of it, but he didn't directed, he pretty much like approved of the
He was a silent partner.
storyboard,
He was
and then he primarily did all the
legality.
paperwork type stuff.
So he was a silent partner.
Mm.
That's pretty much what you're saying.
But at least they kept it with all the same storyline, whereas like the new trilogy,
They did.
whatever it was, the second director came and said, "Fuck your storyline, I'm doing it just like."
Just blow it out
And
the
then
window.
they brought back the original director and said that now I can make all this make sense, which is why it's like all over the place.
Well,
Like
that,
who wants to ride a horse on a spaceship in space?
Oh no, there's a bunch of rebels on my spaceship.
yeah. But even then again, with the like original saga, they had books to go off of. Yeah. Like they had solid material.
They had books to go off for this too.
but they
For the
didn't.
sequel, no, they didn't use it. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
that's
There's hundreds of extended universe Star Wars, just books
Yes.
based on years after Episode 6. There's some based thousands of years. There's some based 10 years. There's some based 30 years. Like
years?
no,
He
yeah.
was a Jedi. Changed my mind.
I don't think he was a Jedi, but so with that,
It's force healing.
huh? Yeah,
Force healing.
yes.
Force
Okay.
healing, he
So-
can lift objects with his mind.
With E.T., there and in the movie E.T., he sees the a Yoda costume, and he's like, like scared, like he knows that face. The E.T. alien was in Episode 1 on the council.
Yes.
I've seen that meme.
Yes.
That's
It's not a meme. That's
I know it's true. I'm just saying I've seen it.
But yes.
It is a thing.
I know.
It was all, yeah, they're all, yeah, because you didn't know what all the,
It's dirt.
So,
yeah.
You know what always like made me wonder, like always. So Ben, when he was trying to become a Sith Lord or whatever the fuck his name was, Kylo. That's what he wanted to be.
Kylo
Kylo Ren.
He
Kylo Ben.
kept his grandfather's helmet. So which makes you wonder, like, Luke probably hung on to it as a memory of his dad, because Anakin did go back to the light side. The very last second, he did go back to the light side. Luke was like, "Dad, Uncle, can I have Grandpa's helmet?"
Sure. Why
Fuck
the
it,
fuck
here you go.
Why
Probably
the fuck
took it
not?
when he
Disappeared.
turned down the temple.
Yeah, when he left.
Or when he left the temple. I
Yeah.
don't think it was burned down. I don't remember.
No, he
Did you not see the fucking?
Dude,
It
I
was.
watched him once, okay, and then I was like, fuck this shit.
That's your problem. You watched it once.
Why would you watch it more?
Why would you
It was
watch
good.
I'm talking about the sequel trilogy.
I'm joking, I've seen it a couple times.
I
Yeah,
watched the third
fucking-
one probably the
The
most.
Rise of Skywalker and all that shit. Yeah, I've seen
Rise
it
of
multiple
Skywalker
times.
was alright.
Multiple times. It was really good.
What they
It wasn't better than the original. No, but was it a good series? Yeah.
They
It was
could have
good.
done so much more with their sequel trilogy. Just for what the problems I have with the fucking sequel trilogy is the first one I actually liked. I liked the first one. I thought that one was good for trying to come out with shit. Now,
Disney, that's the problem.
I mean, I agree, but
And then George Lucas stopped directing.
But he's coming back.
he has been in a lot more, shown up at a lot more projects recently.
Which is good.
Specifically the show.
He wants to go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to fix his mistakes.
I was actually fucking watching this YouTube video. For some reason, I saw George Lucas react to, or tell how he felt about the fucking sequel series, right? He was like, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hell yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I think they're coming out with all this extra.
If you want something
extended
done right,
universe stuff.
you do it yourself.
Two different series.
Why do I
Both Disney.
by myself?
I'll take that fucking shot in your ass. Wait a minute. What if it was like, hold up, fucking, what fight would have been funny as fucking? Fucking. I'm trying to. There's like so many good fights in Star Wars that it would have been funny as fuck to see it in. Probably fucking Rey and fucking Homeboy at the end. Fucking, I'm gonna take these lightsabers. Shut up your ass! all the past Sith Lords are like,
What the fuck?
why? Alright, next topic.
Who do you think would win the fight, Rey or General Grievous?
Ooh.
The
Yeah.
question is it which Rey? Like what?
Yeah, is it the one with the yellow lightsaber or?
She's either way. She's not good with the lightsaber.
And you're
She's not getting much.
I'm
of
gonna
it.
go up against a cybernetic cyborg who has been trying to hunt down Master Jedi
I'll go
during their peak.
I'll go
Yes,
with
like
The only thing
But then
Rey
again,
has.
if you want to go by that logic, Boba Fett. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about Boba Fett. Love Boba Fett. Boba Fett was and still is way overhyped with what he succeeded with how many times he failed.
Yeah, that.
Because you know what I'm saying, like a lot of like
Boba
people saying
Fett.
like Darth Vader kept using Boba Fett. Kept reminding him of Boba Fett,
Jango Fett.
the clone nigga. So because
Jango
of that sentimental value, that
Oh,
part of
the
Anakin is still in there. That's
And
what
the
they're using.
Django.
But you gotta remember Rey, and again, from that kind of like Rey is
Jango and
Force.
Ray is a Skywalker.
No, she's not.
Identity theft is a big deal.
Sorry, I didn't know we could identify whatever we want. Today on the lamppost.
So,
Hey,
calm down,
easy
calm down,
on
those on saying shit
Calm
like
down,
that. Easy
Pixar.
on that.
Okay, calm down.
Easy,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, it's like look, she was forced to take into consideration with Lord of his Grievous. He doesn't. But he is every lesson we had is from killing a Jedi. And that time was supposed to be like a phenomenal feat.
Yes.
So
So you're gonna take a freaking veteran Jedi killer against someone who is
parents just left him in the same place.
yes.
You know what would be funny? Fucking.
I was playing freaking Fallout New Vegas and I had Wild Wasteland on. When I went to Prim, you have the chance to actually see freaking Aunt Peru and freaking Uncle Owen.
Peru, not Peru. She's not a country.
You know what would have been
You understood. What?
You know what would have helped draw all that full circle if she went to claim as a Skywalker and she stepped and said, "I hate sand."
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't really know if Luke actually hated sand though.
No, but Anakin did.
Anakin definitely.
Which pulls it back to
You know what always makes me wonder? You know, like in the newer sequel series. Salt. What the fuck happened to that guy? You know?
Probably blew
Salt
up.
guy.
Salt guy?
Salt guy. You know, whenever they're waiting for fucking Kylo to fucking come and storm the base, and the dude's just like, he's like, oh.
So much wrong with that.
Why would you care about that?
Because that's Salt
He
guy.
was
He was a
a rebel.
He probably got blown up.
So he either died when all the ships came in, or he escaped and
they
became part of the ship.
Or like
Hey, yo, honey,
died
what are
from
you
the
gonna put on
fact
the sandwich?
or no, he died because it probably wasn't really salt, it was just salty.
He
Afterwards, definitely.
Well, no, I think whenever they do come out with, I would like to see what they do with Ahsoka though.
I'm excited.
With them
really
bringing
excited for
Ahsoka
Ahsoka.
into Mandalorian and stuff, I want to see where it goes.
I want to see what he's gonna do with
Ryan came in.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Because Boba Fett he's taking over Jabba the Hutt's palace without Jabba. He's straight up said, I'm taking this over now.
Legitimately fucking killed Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
And so is he going to like what's Boba Fett's big plan?
We'll have to wait until this Christmas.
Yeah, because they're coming out with a Boba Fett.
Yep.
Series
Boba
too.
Fett.
I almost forgot about that.
So did I until like
You'll be back home.
He mentioned that part.
Because even in the end of that episode, it said more in Boba Fett.
I just want to throw
So whether he'll become the new crime lord of the Hutt, or
he won be a Hut.
Well, no, but he'd be taking over
He
the
might.
Hut.
He
area.
might take over the Hut, all the other Huts.
Pizza?
Yeah. Sure. Yes. You.
I want to learn more about the Mandalorian, like, not the Mandalorian, but,
Younglings.
no, the bounty hunter. I want more about the bounty hunter.
Aspect of the Mandalorian. But I want more back. So when they bring in Kenobi series, I want to know more on the backstory.
Kenobi series.
Kenobi series. I want to know more about.
Jabba Jabba Juba Jabba
I want to know more about what was her name?
There you go.
The Mandalore that he was in love with. Sabine.
What's it going?
What's her name?
Sabine? No, not.
No,
hold
not
on.
Sabine. You almost made me say Saltine.
Hold on, wait. What's the character?
The Queen of the Mandalorian.
The Queen of the one Darth Maul killed to get revenge on Kenobi.
Justice Satine.
Yeah.
I
want more backstory on that when they do.
Yeah.
So, alright.
I really do. I know they've covered it in old comics that are now considered legends. I want them to cover more on that.
Because.
On the history of Mandalore.
Yeah, because like
That's what I wish they were gonna do with
how far in
Mandalorian.
the books Kenobi was, everything by the books. For him to allow himself to fall in love and get that close to someone.
You gotta think though, that was when he was very young. That was years before episode 1. Like, I wanna say he was like maybe 13, 14. And episode 1 he was 19.
Jokes on us.
So he's an Anakin.
I was always saying jokes on us.
Whoa.
Kid.
Sabine,
That has
to
been
be
featured.
Satine was young as well. Satine was young as well.
I do got a question though.
What's up?
So, at the end of the Mandalorian, right? I was still.
Yes, guys, talk about someone. We all
Oh
understood
my
that.
fucking god! Shout out
Anyway.
the fucking black saber or something like that.
The dark saber.
Dark saber, yeah. How did that come?
So there's more on that in the animated series. And I think it's Clone Wars or Rebels.
Well,
Well,
I know it's Rebels.
it's in
But
both.
the Rebels is after Clone Wars. They get introduced to Clone Wars.
I haven't watched
The
Rebels.
origin of the dark saber is from a Mandalorian who was a Jedi, became
The one of a kind.
the one and only of its kind,
Yeah.
which created the dark saber. It's shorter than everyone else's, but at the same time, it also, I'm pretty sure, it absorbs the energy of the
It
lightsaber.
absorbs light.
So when a dark saber meets the lightsaber, the dark saber is going to win.
So,
Longevity. Which all looks like lightsabers are right off of, like, well, the cryo crystals do recharge. Which a lot of people don't realize that.
But
he said
then-
Cairo.
No, it's not.
That's how he said Cairo.
The Mandalorian was probably like the only one of his, the only Mandalorian that's ever became a Jedi. It became a relic between the Mandalorians, saying if you become king or ruler of all Mandalorians,
You
the
will.
dark saber becomes yours. And I believe the
So that's what they
Jedi
mean by, like-
took it as an artifact. Mandalorians took it back. Then the Sith
first
took it.
Jedi and
Mandalorians took it back, and then now Mando's got it.
That's what I was about to say. So Mando is now like king.
he is
Technically,
technically the
according
ruler.
to the original Mandalorian born on Mandalore, he is king.
Because whoever holds the saber.
And the only way to give up the saber is by loss in combat, death by combat.
Which is why he kept trying to hand it off to you and take it.
Like, I ain't trying to build this shit. The fuck?
I don't want to.
He's not all about me. He's not all.
Let's be honest here, Mandalorian does lose a lot of fights, so he's not gonna
Yeah.
get here.
It's like, yo, I got my ass whipped a couple times. I lost a fucking baby. I really don't want this. His baby got knocked the fuck out.
He looked at this rhinoceros-looking bitch and then fell asleep.
Oh, crybaby bitch kept playing on the radio.
Kept wanting to eat that frog's babies.
Hey, that was the best episode of the series.
Dude,
Changed my mind.
everyone was so
I don't know.
pissed about that shit. Like, who fucking cares? He's technically 5. He doesn't understand shit.
Dude,
Starts off
50.
Bobby.
No, so 10 human years is 1 year for him. So that's how he's 50 and acts like a fucking
It should
What?
it should be 100 years is 1 year.
1 year.
Yoda would have died at 90, which is a good age to die, not 900. So
you're right.
Grogu
No.
is not
He
even.
only would have been 9 at 90.
But Yoda died at 900 years old, which would have made him.
Exactly.
Which was-
So would
put him
make
at
him
90 years old.
90 years
That's
old
what he-
humanly.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
You
That's
just
not
done
how that works.
Way to mansplain, you asshole.
Just take away a 0. So at 90 years, yeah, you got it. That 10 years makes sense.
We pretty much went through the first 3.
Yeah. Series, Mando, prequels, sequels.
I don't know what that
Lego
What's
my
your favorite
Mando?
episode?
Oh.
What is your favorite episode?
Ooh, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I
You're
have,
trying
I
to
have,
kill me.
I have one for each trilogy though,
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
which is Revenge of the Sith,
Mm-hmm.
A New Hope.
That's insane.
No, that's not.
No.
This is why we questioned on inviting you.
Revenge of the Sith is within the freaking prequels.
All right.
Oh, fuck,
Episode
yeah, you're right,
23,
sorry.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back.
Yes,
something about
I
time.
know now, sorry, fuck, my bad, kick my fucking white ass.
Anyway, Revenge of the Sith,
A New Hope.
A New Hope, and then Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
So I'm sorry, but I don't know movie names. I just like the last one in the prequel. The only main reason why I like that is because they took 4 or 5 well-trained Jedi to go to Emperor Palpatine, and Emperor Palpatine is like, no, not even that. You're right.
Well,
You
it was like when I
100%.
take a shit.
You know what Emperor Palpatine was doing?
But you're right. That's exactly what he said. But how does 4 or 5 well-trained Jedi lose to an old man flinging in the air, just flailing his arms?
That shit was actually kind of funny when you just started like,
Yeah, they kind of
what
died.
the fuck?
They kind of died in the dumbest way.
Yeah.
You know what
doing
scene I really laughed at?
guys.
So you know what scene I really laughed at in Revenge of the Sith? Was whenever Mace Windu and Emperor Palpatine, he's just trying to shock him. Mace Windu's like, no, not today, and you fucking see Emperor Palpatine's like,
Because
paralyzed? You have a stroke over there, man? I started laughing my ass off.
He used up all his energy. So
I know, I'm not, Doc, I'm not stupid. I know this.
I would question you sometimes.
Anakin, I told you. The Jedi have turned against me.
I mean, I
Also, whenever he fucking Anakin took the lightsabers and went,
on Doom.
that was not Darth.
Already wrong.
Well,
No,
actually, no, it's not.
What do you know
But
Darth's
that's
name
that's
to?
an unknown.
He was a,
That's
it was a white dude with white hair, white
Oh my
beard.
god.
He had, no, he didn't have a white beard.
Oh my
Oh
God! It
my
took me a minute.
God.
It took me a minute, but I got the name now. I know.
I
his
can't
name.
remember
You know
the
the
name.
Darth's name?
Count Dooku.
Oh, I know.
Darth Tyranus.
Did you say
Yep,
Count
Darth
Dooku?
Tyranus.
Count Dooku.
Yeah, like that's
Yep.
that's his safe name. That's his safe name.
That was his
That's
name when he was a
Tyranus.
Jedi. When he transferred over to be a Sith, he became Darth Tyrannus. That was the name.
Force Rex.
So
You can walk out.
if you remember in episode 2, when
You're scared of the council.
Obi-Wan is talking to
The council has decided.
you're not even Jango Fett,
Mm-hmm.
he says that he was recruited by a man named Tyrannus. He's talking about Count Dooku.
But because these different names, nobody's ever put 2 and 2 together.
Did you put it there?
I don't want it anymore.
I don't want to see it on my G.
We didn't ask Garner. Garner never said.
Yeah, I haven't said mine yet either.
For favorite episode.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, Revenge of the Sith is always number 1. But, like, the closest second would have been Attack of the Clones, because I did like that freaking idea about freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi just stumbling on freaking upon this army that the freaking Kaminoans are like, we have this gift for you. What the fuck? Like,
What did Attack
I
of
was
Clones
just saying
where
to look for this one dude, and you tell me I have an army now? Okay.
No.
But like,
It's
freaking,
No.
Is that Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
What is it?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
He said Attack of the Clones. He said, is that Attack of the Clones? Or the Border City?
Dog, okay, I don't watch Star Wars, like, I'm not a fuck.
No.
Star Wars.
Attack of the Clones
Why
is
you
when
here?
the clones
Why you here?
come around to kill the fucking
Oh,
clones.
I'm
But, my favorite one, I'm not even putting in the fucking sequel trilogy, but in the original, the original trilogy, A New Hope, I fucking love it. And then,
It was the first one, so obviously it has to be.
yeah. I think its music was, like, the music is what really gets me. The music in it really just, like, tears at me, which is why I love it so much.
You would be that guy when you find a genie and they give you, what are your 3 wishes? You would waste one of your wishes to be the Darth Vader music every time you enter the room. Everyone can hear it in their head.
Like, who the fuck?
I'm right.
But on the music, so like one year my bro got me tickets to the Virginia Symphony and they were playing Star Wars.
How far were you?
Damn.
I met my first stormtrooper. I met my first stormtrooper.
What are you laughing at?
The way you said it.
But the music, like you think music's really good, like in the show. Imagine like experience
In person,
live.
yeah.
Yeah, like they even did Dual Fate, and they had a choir come in and sing to it.
Oh,
That would have been awesome.
Oh, it was. And the guy and the director was directing with a lightsaber.
That's even better.
that dude.
Not
It came
gonna
back
tell
out.
you
It came back out, and
about
like his ending was like after they were all done, he walked off stage. He walked back like, "You thought we were done," and he started playing. No.
Oh, you need to
That would have been awesome if you fucking played that.
I'm done with you.
I'm just saying it would be awesome if you started playing that. That would have been fucking sweet.
They already played it.
So, and then with the prequel trilogy for me, I'd have to say the Phantom Menace,
oh yeah,
because
that's the beginning.
That's the beginning of it all, and like, oh no, don't get me started on quotes.
Oh my god.
The dialogue in the prequel trilogy
fucking great.
is just horrendously great.
You know what's better than that? Watching the same thing but in a Lego
Oh
movie.
my
Oh my
god.
god.
Red flags! Red flags!
I hope we, so, kind of going back to the whole Kenobi thing, I kind of hope we learn a little bit more about him being a Padawan and stuff with fucking Qui-Gon. Because Qui-Gon Jinn is supposed to be, like, one of the most powerful fucking Jedi there is.
Of
Because,
his time.
yeah, of his time. Because he was a Padawan learner under Yoda.
No, he wasn't. He was under.
Oh, yeah, that's
No,
right.
he
He was under Count Dooku.
Yeah.
And Count Dooku was under Yoda.
But he had such a high knowledge of the living force, which is what made him a better Jedi. But yeah, no. I had to explain all this to my girl because she usually skips over all like Phantom Menace because it's boring. So I made her sit down and watch it so I could explain like how important
Yeah,
I mean, it really was.
it really is. And like
Especially for the whole series.
You know what's
I wish Darth Maul was in a lot more.
I
He
wish
is.
I wish
He's in
you would
the
shut the
Clone-
fuck
he
up so
shows
you know
up
what
in
he's
the
talking
Clone
about.
Wars.
shut
He's in Rebels. You see him at the end of Solo.
I don't
And in Rebels, you see his end. He actually dies by
Talk about the movie.
Darth Sidious.
yeah, I know, but
I know
his
he's in
shit-
other.
yeah, which is where you learn more about him, where you learn why he is the way he is, and like just in Clone Wars season 7, you just in that fucking 5-8 episode shit, not counting like the before or the first 2, for Clone Wars season 7.
But what
the
I'm
final
telling
arc.
you is to fucking watch the animated series. So you
Yeah.
can.
I could never get into it.
So, then look,
Again, why are you here?
No, y'all just a bunch of fucking nerds.
There's the window.
Oh shit.
That's a lie.
7th floor?
Still kill me.
One of my favorite things I love hearing. I can't move forward, so I don't know what you're.
I'm gonna fucking straddle your ass.
The one thing that I truly love hearing about every time about the Star Wars universe is Count Dooku invited Yoda to a meeting, and it was not it was straight up peace. Don't attack me, I won't attack you. And they straight up just sat down and had a conversation. And they started talking. Count Dooku was like, "Why won't you join the Sith? You become more powerful. You have much more influence over the galaxy than you ever would as a Jedi." And then Yoda's response was he showed him a vision of what would happen if Yoda actually went to become a Sith. Yoda would basically become more powerful than any other Sith in Sith history. He would also become so powerful that his brain would rot away and he would be nothing but uncontrollable rage and pure power.
Yeah.
Count Dooku got so scared of the idea of Yoda becoming a Sith that he just refused to bring him back up again.
Yeah, he probably shit himself.
Probably did.
What I love about Dooku is he didn't want to become a Sith. He was pushed. He was mentally pushed out of the Jedi Order because he thought the Sith was going to come back. But Yoda said, "No, that's impossible. We would have felt it by now." But he was wrong. And so Dooku left the Jedi Order and became the next apprentice to Darth Sidious. But now to go back, what?
Because similar time where no, because he would have had where did he have had? He would have had Darth Maul first, and then he would have gone. So what did so Count Dooku would not have been his first apprentice?
No, I said that he went on to be Darth Sidious' apprentice.
I thought you said his first.
No,
On the
no.
forum.
No.
Do you know one story I wish that was canon? Fucking Star Killer.
Yeah, that was a really good story. But I think that's what they're going in with, Jedi Fallen Order, the upcoming Jedi video game series. Because Fallen Order is not going to be the only one. They've already had talks in making more very similar to it, and it all based around. Jesus Christ! Fuck off. It's all going to be based around that type of play and those storylines after episode 3, and then with them having Kenobi, Bad Batch, not Ahsoka, fucking Rebels, all of those being in between 3 and 4. It's really gonna explore that.
Because there was a lot that happened in between 3 and 4.
Yeah, because it's 19 years, and that's one of the reasons I kind of hate the sequel trilogy is because it's 30 years later. What the fuck happened in those 30 years? If so much,
and I think that's why they're making all these fillers is to just kind of show what the fuck happened.
Because
you got the Bad Batch.
19 years.
It's right at Order 66 though.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to me, but.
Well, it makes sense of it.
It's showing how the Empire grew and became the great empire of the galaxy.
You see these clones? Do you see these clones? Do you see these elite killing force?
These guys are useless.
Trust me.
These guys are better.
Anyway.
But and even from episodes 2 to 3, that was 3 years. We went through everything over 7 seasons of a show. That show went on for at least, I think, 8 years? Minus, not including the time between the season 6 and 7.
Oh, Clone Wars?
Yeah, like about 8 years just to make that, and they explored just 8 fucking years, or 8 years of seasons worth for a 3-year jump. So these 19 years, so much happened between there to where the Jedi were practically forgotten about. Like, how do you forget about the Jedi in 19 years?
I mean, there's a lot that fucking happened within those 19 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a lot of freaking state control over it.
Yeah. So like, I'm sure they got taken out of all fucking school curriculum. If that's, I don't know if that's really a thing in Star Wars. I don't think
It was
actually
no
seen
like
an
common
actual
knowledge.
school.
It wasn't encouraged to be common knowledge. Like it was reserved to where legends, where Jedi's were these legendary freaking ghost stories. Like
Yeah.
But it's also, they only had like, within so much, distance, because I had the whole Outer Rim and stuff like that.
Outer Rim is understandable. Outer Rim is the Outer Rim, but even so, in any like episode or like story that's happened out in the Outer Rim, they know of the Jedi, and like they know that they're a thing, and yet in these 19 years, they just forget about it.
So my question, probably a really stupid question because I'm not big into. I like Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like big into it. Jedi, is that genetics or is it not? Because I get a feeling that it is genetics, but then it shows up randomly too.
It is, but it isn't. So like, you know how in the first episode where Qui-Gon takes Anakin's blood and then tests it for midichlorians.
Mm-hmm.
So that is pretty much what makes that person a Force user.
Midichlorians is the living force. So, they were born within the Republic. They have this, like pretty much this holocron that's just always updating of new names of children being born in the Republic that have a high midichlorian count.
But if that's the case, then how come throughout the series Jedi are just dying out? Force users are pretty much just disappearing. If people
There's no one to recruit them and train them, so that way they know.
You think the rebels would have done something along those lines?
See, like they weren't dying out until the Clone Wars. So and then
but even after the Clone Wars, they still should have been.
Because after the Clone Wars, they
most
Slayer's lightsaber was born.
Well, after the Clone Wars, they're all hit. All went down. It all was gone. Because the Clone Wars were losing Jedi's in the war, so the Jedi would keep descending, and then after Order 66, there were no Jedi.
But even that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not like if people being born randomly with these,
The M count.
the what?
M count.
M count. If people being born with this M count, even if you wiped out every single Jedi, I mean even Sith, Jedi, everybody, wiped them all out, they should still be popping up.
They still pop up, but there's nothing there to record it. So, with the Empire in charge, they're the ones in control of this system. If nobody is if nobody's recording the fact that this kid was born with a 24,000 M count, there's no one that's gonna take him and train him.
But
if you don't know how to use something, you can't use it.
Right, I understand that, but you would think the Sith or the rebels, resistance, whatever you want to call them, they were trying to find a way. Even the rebels, they need apprentices. Even in the new trilogy, what do they got? Kylo Ren, that's it. So like, we need.
But Kylo was trained
by
Luke.
Right. And even in then, Princess Leia, Kylo Ren, she's like, hey, listen, we need some powerful allies to work with us. Find some of the Force on both sides. But yet they just put zero effort into finding people who have the Force ability to
Well,
be trained.
that's what apparently Luke was trying to do, is trying to
Luke deserted himself on an island because he failed Kylo.
But you also
Luke wasn't trying to do jack shit.
you also gotta think about this. The only one that was mainly in charge of that holocron was the librarian from
Acosta.
yes. And she alone was as strong as Yoda.
And she fought very well against Darth Vader
Yes.
until she met her end.
Yes. And that's part of the reason why the holocron probably went away, either got destroyed or the Sith just took it over.
But even then, they still should fucking.
Yeah.
But how? They basically have no ground to build off of.
But even they actually do. It's actually been shown throughout the series. Jedi is hard and it's difficult. Takes a lot of mental strain. Jedi's can sense other Jedi's. Sith can sense other.
That's after how much training.
Right. Kylo Ren did have a Sith master who could have.
No, but if you actually followed that trilogy, it was actually Palpatine who was connecting the two together. His Force ability was the reason it was being done.
It wasn't Palpatine. It was
Yeah, it was.
broken
No.
into. Was Palpatine?
Snoke was Palpatine. Snoke was a failed clone of Palpatine.
Which is why you saw a whole bunch of moving Pikachu's and all that.
I hate how much I know of that trilogy.
No, but because of Palpatine being the almighty Sith and the only Sith that's left, so all the other previous Sith still lived through him, had the power.
You still would have think Palpatine would have done something.
Palpatine probably
He did. That's what he was working on with the First Order. The First Order was to bring in a new apprentice to give him a new body that he can fully take over. That was the whole fucking thing. Like, they made it from a tragic story of the Skywalker name into Palpatine wanting to figure out the ways on how to live forever.
All I got out of every single series was just Palpatine just wanted to die. That's all I got.
Kill me, strike me down. Well, because when Anakin did kill Palpatine, he would have lived on through Anakin, because that's how the Sith system works. So Anakin would have now become the master, and Anakin would have picked up the apprentice, and so forth and so forth. That's why there's only the rule too.
I always thought it was they always want the apprentice to kill the master, so that way the apprentice becomes stronger. If the apprentice can never kill the master, then that's just a failed apprentice.
So yeah, that's practically what the Sith became whenever they decided, or what was it, Plagueis that came up with? Plagueis, yeah, no, it wasn't Plagueis.
It was.
No, it wasn't. He didn't come up with the rule too. Was it Revan? No.
Hold on.
I don't fucking remember.
I want them to come out with more of the earlier Siths too.
That would be nice.
The earlier Siths and the.
I just want Knights of the Old Republic to just become canon.
I want to see how the fuck they discovered lightsabers.
That too. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, technically,
There
we're on
are-
the path right now with the
Go
Hackman.
Wikipedia real quick.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
good old Wikipedia.
No, Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
It's on Heart Fandom.
Yeah.
But,
Darth Bane.
Bane?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I knew that.
I knew it was around the time of like this.
Don't you do that.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
Darth Bane created,
Darth Vader. I will break you, Jedi.
he created the rule of two. Darth Bane created the rule of two, and so that would mean to stay in hiding from the Jedi, so there would only be two Sith ever at one time. So what would happen was the apprentice would get stronger, kill the master, and would become the master and recruit someone else. And it just kept doing that until Plagueis had Palpatine, and Plagueis learned how to bring people back from the dead. And so he taught Sidious everything. Sidious killed him and used that knowledge to create his own life, to extend it, which is why he's fucking, why he's fucking Anakin. No, he puts a strong amount of midichlorians into Shmi Skywalker. She gets pregnant, has Anakin. This is all from the Vader comic series that just came out. Well, it came out in 2019, I think. Some shit like that. Yeah. I think it might be 2017. I don't remember. It's a newer but old comic. That is canon. And it doesn't actually say this, but it shows it through picked image. Through like this flashback. Vader has trying to figure out a way to bring Padme back. Which is also shown in the Vader Immortal VR game. But
Why do you sound disappointed?
I don't know. I've lost all train of thought, so I'm just kind of saying shit.
He needs more alcohol.
I do. I didn't bring enough.
So you've had one bottle of. How would you feel?
He took my other bottle.
How would you feel? Anakin becomes Vader. Just like as soon as he becomes Vader, and the conversation when
I've already seen it.
This is more for them to hear. And have you guys seen it?
Which one?
It's a video of like, you know how Anakin first becomes Vader? Like he first gets the suit. I'm saying like it would be a lot funnier if the first interaction went down a little something like this.
We literally watched that before you came in here from your game.
Yeah.
But fuck that shit.
It's not like I sent it to
Did
you
you
like
see?
a couple days
I don't
ago.
know what it was. I don't know if it was a fan theory of how Shmuel became pregnant. Doing between the Sith playing. So Shmuel was in the Republic.
Shmi, not Shmuel.
I don't know.
Shmigo.
So Shmi was a pilot for the Republic, and she was battling in this Grand War, and so her and some Sith pilot got shot down onto this planet, and so they worked with each other to stay alive, and just two of them they had fallen in love, so forth and so forth. Therefore, that's thus giving him some sort of midichlorian from his father, and then giving him maybe fighting his pilot skills because they were both pilots. Because when they Sith found him, when they were looking for him, he left Shmi alone so she can live and went back with them.
You gotta think. Shmi said there was no father.
Well, because he would have been Sith, so I could have been her offline to protect him. This is a theory I read somewhere.
Protect him and
Fucking
Reddit.
Yeah. I wasn't right.
Was it Reddit?
Really?
Anyway, what else we got?
Gender. See, there's games, books / feelings. I don't know why I put feelings.
No, you want
Okay,
to.
feelings.
You fucking.
How do apology make you feel? Disappointed.
I feel sickened.
Your lack of faith, I find.
I
find your lack of faith disturbing.
We kind of already covered this one a little bit. Theories on what should have happened to the sequels.
Which sequels? All three? Or?
The sequel trilogy.
There's a lot.
Yes. So,
I mean, the elephant in the room is probably not to have been done.
I agree with
The
that,
last three.
But I think if
One
they
thing
did
I would
do it,
love to see, I mean truly love to see, is Darth Vader becoming as powerful as he is. Like, yes, he is still powerful as soon as he became Darth
what they
Vader.
did with the Vader comic series.
Yes.
We showed a little bit of it in the end of in Mandalorian.
They-
No, it wasn't Mandalorian. Yeah, no. That was the end of Rebels. No, it wasn't.
Rogue
That
One.
was Rogue One.
Rebels,
Yeah,
Rogue
Rogue
One. Well, that wasn't how he became that powerful.
No,
He showed
no,
up
I just
with
showed
a
just a
fucking
bit of power.
lightsaber at
He
the
showed
end
a
of
bit of power.
the fucking corridor.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Kind of like what Luke.
I do not.
Fucker.
It's like how like when Luke showed up to the Grogu. Like he showed how we had no power.
I keep seeing shit like, yes, I'm Jedi. I'm Luke Skywalker. Did you say
What?
Skywalker?
Wait, what do I call you?
Yeah.
You can call me Master Skywalker. You see, last time I said that, 20 kids got their bodies checked and didn't pass.
But Grogu was nice and we're watching too, just like.
I think I've seen some shit of him like in a vent, just looking out at that shit.
Big oof.
But with that,
Alright,
he was hidden during that time, so
Yeah,
he
that's
probably
true.
would never have even seen that.
And that's why we found him in Mandalorian.
That would have made it so much better though. Because of
Hold on,
Order
he's
66 would have made
50
him.
years old then.
He would have been alive
He would
during.
have been about 30,
Mm.
and
He's just a little baby.
What do you mean 30?
I'm trying to do math real quick.
When what? Order 66?
Math is hard.
It really is.
Other than Fire.
Yeah. Not
So
really.
Mando was 5 years after 6,
5
right?
years, yep. Not
Five.
after, well,
Yeah,
After
episode
3.
6. Just,
after.
it's still episode 6. There, that 4 through 6 was over a span of 3 years, I believe. Then 19. So he would have been 23 in human years during Order 66. He would have only technically been 2.
2 in human years?
No, 2
No,
in his years.
Yeah, two.
So he wouldn't have started his force training, but maybe like a little bit of levitation here and there. But other
I'll
than
make
that,
the meat float to my mouth.
But there's only see 2 species, the Earth species in general, and they're both at the Jedi Temple. So like you gotta imagine something had to happen somewhere. So probably was still there.
Good old yoga and Yaddle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, got shack up and left. Like, fuck this.
Anyways, back to that topic, to the theories on what should have happened to the sequels. There's an 11-book series called Star Wars Jedi Academy. Yes.
Obi-Wan's not the king of the high ground, he's the king of the low ground.
I know.
Every major fight he's won, he has the low ground.
I know.
Even the one time you beat Anakin.
He had the low ground.
He had the low ground.
Yeah.
He
Anakin
sent it
flipped over him,
Yeah.
which gave Anakin the high ground.
Technically, no, he didn't because he never touched the ground till the end.
But who was higher? Who was higher?
He was
Who had a higher elevation?
Me when I was watching it.
he was definitely high.
Snoop Dogg.
Fucking Willie Nelson. Holy shit.
Yeah. But there's this book series called Star Wars. I think it was like Jedi Knight Academy or Jedi Academy or whatever. Jedi Academy. And it was based on a story between Han and Leia's twin children, female and male. I want to say it was like Jade and Jason.
Should have made them both male.
Something like that.
That's what I'm saying. If you made them either both male or both female, it would have been really good. Because that way, with twins, one can stand the light side, one can stand the dark side, and that's a true conflict right there.
They already have that though.
I know, but it still makes it. They have it, yes, but
Clone Wars. Actually, no, because the light side died. Just called me down.
yes.
sister, and the brother?
Yeah.
The dad died.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Jesus was a Jedi?
He lost it.
He did like the water. No, Jesus was a wizard.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
I could have sworn.
Obi-Wan is Jesus. Just look at
Have you seen
Has
that?
a beard, he has
Look
a
at my
hair.
grandma's house.
I got you this new picture of Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it follows around their story of going through, like, learning how to be a Jedi, and, like, going on to, like, their own, like, side missions, and this, they meet this dude on Coruscant, who they become really good friends with, and then he just disappears one day, and then, like, he becomes, like, the Sith villain that, like, they're chasing after to find, to save, and bring it back to the light side. I really wish they would have done that. Like, that's what I was hearing, because I was hearing, when I first saw this shit on, for, Adam and Daisy's characters, I didn't know that it was Ben Solo and, fucking Rey Skywalker, or Rey Palpatine, I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Favorite thing.
The character, not the actors. Honestly, the way that they acted for the characters were really good, in my opinion. But just their lines and the scenes just were not good for them. Like, I know Adam Driver's done some really good movies, and I don't think I've seen them yet. But from what I've heard, that he's a really good actor, and like his shit in Star Wars was acted out practically perfectly to what he was given.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the writers and the directors for the fall of Star Wars. Up until now, with Dave Filoni and John Favreau, like doing Mando and the cartoons, like they're really fucking pulling that shit up. Like, they are the fucking piece of board holding Rose above the water.
But not Jack.
Not Jack. Jack is the sequels.
Good. He deserved to drown. Oof. Too soon?
Alright, so next one. Favorite character?
Why you gotta do us like that?
Who's your favorite character, Garner?
I wanna wait until everyone else speaks.
Nope.
Alright,
All I
Sammy?
want, man.
Okay, Garner, you're up. You're up first. We can't continue until you say some shit.
Fucking hate you.
I know.
Rock, paper, Gardner.
Fuck.
Rock, paper, ring.
He is the
Lowest
rock.
ring.
We're not bringing that up. Second highest.
The least important.
Anyway, Gardner.
So,
So,
you know what it is, bud.
Don't you know?
The reason why I spoke up and like why you gotta do us like that is because really I can't really think of one right now because there are quite a few characters who I really, really enjoy. Is that fucking ketchup?
yes, that's fucking ketchup.
Here's some ketchup, bud.
Sure. No.
Always just catch up to the
I need to think about this more. That's why I said I refuse to speak right now because I can't. I have to think about it first now.
My favorite character in the whole Star Wars trilogy is Chopper. That man is creating.
Fucking love Chopper.
That droid is straight up creating war crimes. It's like, oh wow.
Yes.
He's got arms. I haven't seen another droid that just throws another droid out of the plane and goes, bye-bye. But, like, low-key, when BB-8 and Finn were talking on the spaceship about being a part of the Jedi and being part of the rebellion, he's like, I know where to go, and he's talking to BB-8. He's like, you promise not to snitch on me? BB-8 gives him a thumbs up. I could have swore to God, BB-8 just went, gave Finn the middle finger. I saw the middle finger, and it was like, it was a thumbs up. I'm like, what's a thumbs up? I thought it was just flipping him off.
They fly now?
Did you
They
know?
fly now.
Did you know Bill Hader voices BB-8?
Who?
Bill Hader.
That's the voice actor for.
So for BB-8.
What else is he?
So he also. And you know they actually have actual lines. All of the droids that don't speak. Yeah. There are actual lines. So what they.
We need to get Rector's cut of all the droids having the lines.
Yeah. So pretty much what it is they're pretty much speaking into a mic like this, and then through the software they throw in just like change it into like to where it's just beeps. So that way like what they're saying it sounds like actual talk, like Chopper. Chopper is 100% speaking like a normal fucking person, but his own because of how his voice box is, it's coming out as beeps. R2,
but that's why
R2.
But that's why whenever people talk to the droids, like even in the first 3 movies, that's why they know what R2 and like mainly R2 is saying. Because
for at least the first 2 films, so 4 and 5, New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Those in the first one, Luke doesn't know what he's saying. In the second one, he only knows what he's saying because he's reading a screen on his X-wing. Mm-hmm. And then in 6, he does know what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. But whenever they film the movies, they actually say the line.
Yeah.
That way.
Well, I don't really know.
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Because I want to say it's more of like, hey, this is what they're going to say. This is how you respond. Just say your line. Like I don't think like it's an actual like line. I think it's more of, hey, you're gonna say this. The droid's gonna say some random shit, and then this is how you're gonna respond.
Neither of us are directors, so.
Yeah,
That's how my mind is feeling right now.
Okay, someone else's favorite character.
You wanna go?
No.
No? Sammy?
Summer!
Did Jackson really fucking leave?
Yeah. Legit leave. Or left.
I think he got butthurt.
Okay.
Holy
shit, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't mean for that. I thought he was just gonna go to the bathroom and come back.
He's also a big baby. Anyway.
Yeah, he's got a little tiny hole syndrome. Y'all won't get on me about it, but they're gonna go Yoda.
Really?
It's kind of like obvious choice.
Who's gonna get on you about that?
I don't think you could be like, I was like, oh, you're just like hopping on to like one of the main characters, No. No, because like you look more into like how wise he was.
Yeah.
You know, how slow he was to ask you, and he's always trying to talk his way out of it. That's kind of what I liked about him more. But you also never underestimate someone that size either. And then you just go see now and beat the crap out of RG this thing.
That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah. Like, what's that song they made with
Bad
Seagulls?
Seagulls poking in my head, not fun. I said Seagulls. Coming in out.
So my favorite character, which this is one that you get on to someone about, is Darth Maul. Darth Maul is the reason I duel the way I do.
How can anyone get on you, Darth Maul? When Darth
Maul's like everyone's
when Darth
favorite.
Maul used his double lightsabers, like the first time in the theaters,
bro, people went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Because like I understand, like
you can have 2.
That was everybody's reaction. Everyone just thought Darth Maul was just one giant fucking hill. Nope.
But double-ended. Like for me with Darth Maul, like for when I duel, literally the way I duel is the exact same way as Maul and Dooku. When I'm using a single blade, I duel like Dooku. When it comes to a double blade, I duel exactly like Maul because that's how I learned it, was watching the film and pretty much repeating his shit. I also did the same with Donatello in the old live action film because
But you do realize, like, Maul mastered 5 out of the 6 saber techniques.
Mhm.
Only person that ever mastered all 6 was Sidious.
There's 7.
Oh, 7, whatever. He was one short, so whatever it is. So he had 6 out of the 7, and then Sidious had all 7. So in that respect, for mastering 6 out of 7. And, he had dual, and he was like completely like, his brain fucked from like the shit they did to him to become the apprentice.
Jar Jar.
No.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Jar Jar ran into Darth Vader? He's like, "Ooh, Annie!"
Do you
Fucking
That's
decapitated.
why I love Jar Jar.
do you know what happened to Jar Jar?
Because of the Senate being taken over by Palpatine and it being Jar Jar's idea, Jar Jar got pretty much shunned by his clan, and then nobody knows.
So it's in Legends now, but there was a comic. I believe it was a comic of pretty much exactly what you were saying, but he blamed himself. Like it wasn't just other people. He blamed himself for the rise of the Empire. He's the reason Palpatine got that extra power, or emergency power. From there, it just everything went down south. Um, he pretty much lost one of his best friends, which was
They'll hand.
Padme.
Um,
He lost Anakin, Obi-Wan, like lost them. Like that, he had no one else. His people shunned him. He again. He just went into this really deep depression, and he killed himself. And it's the story of Jar Jar. Jar Jar is also one of my favorite characters, but
He's my.
I always believe in Jar Jar should have been a thing.
oh, 100%.
That's been like one of the biggest fan theories.
But still, it wasn't originally a fan theory. 'Cause, like, George
But the way
Lucas said he was going to do it, but they just
But the way he acted though is the reason why it was a fan theory.
I feel like they could have easily brought him back if the Clone Wars didn't make him so stupid.
But that too. But if you also think, because one of the theories, part of the theory was because of his eyes. When you have yellow eyes, you're part of the Sith.
And he was the only one.
That's what I was getting at. If you look at everybody else in his race, he was the only one.
You know what one of the worst parts about Jar Jar? So Ahmed Best was the actor that portrayed him.
Mm-hmm.
He got bullied a lot. Like he pretty much lost his acting career because of Jar Jar.
Mm-hmm.
But he could have
So
been
did-
redeemed.
So did
Yeah.
Emma Stone. That's why she dropped out of college.
But
We're
he
not.
could have been redeemed if they made it Jar Jar. Could have been a whole ploy.
Now,
Yes.
Ahmed Best, is hosting a show for Disney Plus called, I think it's like, the Great Jedi Challenge or whatever. It's literally like a game show based around Star Wars.
What?
This happened last time, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In that thing?
Because we did it after 5.
A big move.
I could have sworn it happened. No, it didn't.
Mm-hmm. Because we did it after 5. Like 5 minutes.
We got 45 minutes. Fuck. What were you saying?
Talking about Jar Jar.
And you
The
were talking
actor
about
who played Jar Jar.
you were talking about the Jedi games that he's gonna be hosting.
Oh yeah. I can't fucking wait for that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I've heard of
I
it.
saw it on Twitter I've seen it on Twitter a couple times, and I saw Ahmed Best posting this, and I was like, who the fuck's Ahmed Best? And then I looked him up, and I saw like all this stuff that like about him playing Jar Jar, and I was like, wow, this is fucked up. I love this man even more now.
Well, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
So
currently, after thinking it over while you guys were all freaking talking about it, is freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi while he was General Kenobi throughout the whole like freaking
Clone Wars?
Yeah, through the Clone Wars.
So General Kenobi.
Yes.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Number one is just the fucking amount of memes of his sass.
It was quite
Yeah.
nasty. I liked it.
And the way he was just an utter complete troll for the Separatists. And even for
sassy as shit.
and even for the Republic Army in itself. Just he was just perfect.
You know what I wish we could see more of though?
Shot.
Temple guards.
Yes.
You didn't watch Rebels yet,
I
right?
haven't watched it. No.
So, but do you know the
But
Grand
I know
Inquisitor?
you've talked about it a good couple times.
So you know who the Grand Inquisitor is?
I've heard the name before.
I have.
So he was a Temple Guard
Mhm.
who got recruited to become an Inquisitor.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's all I know.
That's
That's all I can say about the
Really
Temple Guard.
anticlimactic.
That's all I can really say about the Temple Guards because I don't know much other than the fact that
They guard temples.
they're their own line of Jedi, in that they're the only ones with the yellow lightsaber or gold or whatever the fuck color they
Yellow.
yeah
Gold and yellow.
You gonna turn on that light?
Whoa.
There we go. We lost the sun, so
There's no blinds in the way.
it's still dim as shit on here.
Anyway.
Well, I
You're
just
not-
closed
yeah.
the fucking window because the fucking flag's about to go.
I know. So they're the only ones with the yellow lightsabers. So they're just a different class of Jedi. Like how there's the warriors, the knights, fuck, what was the force ones? I don't remember. The ones where they're more force sensitive and they have the green lightsaber. Yup. Yeah, I fucking remember.
Green is supposed to be force sensitive.
Yeah,
Blue is supposed to be
The
war
warrior.
tactics.
Yep. Purple is a mixture of light and dark, supposedly.
Purple is Samuel L. Jackson.
There.
That is it.
But that's that's why he got it. But then they give reasoning behind it.
They don't have an official reason on it.
But everything always points back to he's the perfect balance between light and dark in a person.
Yellow is you use a lightsaber, last fucking resort.
That's
why the
Yaddle
Yaddles have them.
Yaddle had one.
There is red saber Jedi, but can't remember what it was for. I do know Jedi.
A red saber is a bleeding kyber crystal. That's the reason it's red.
Yes, but there has been Jedi.
I'm sure there has.
Jedi.
Like,
But there has been Jedi with red sabers.
and white is a purified red crystal.
And black is just badass.
Yeah,
Oh.
black is just a badass. Huh?
Well, even then, because of the Empire's freaking.
Shut up. Alright, hold on, save that thought. I'm cutting this out. This is going on time.
You're cutting this part
Yeah,
out.
you're right. It's getting cut off.
So I can pull my dick and it won't be online?
Yeah.
He made
I can still save the clip.
Post it to fucking Pornhub. Fucking nerd whips out dick.
I'm pretty sure there's even more than you want coming out there. So I just wonder if a broader amount.
So, like, as in, or, like, as you referring to as, so that a freaking white colored, now, like, freaking beam coming off of a kyber crystal for a saber is purified, right? So, when Luke lost his freaking lightsaber in Cloud City because freaking Vader chopped his fucking hand off and it fell down into the abyss only to be recovered fucking decades later. When he had to make his new lightsaber, he couldn't go and source natural kyber crystals because they were all being used for the freaking super weapon. As far as my knowledge is concerned, that Luke had to use freaking Sith technologies to make his new kyber crystal as a synthetic kyber crystal, and
Which
then
would have come out red.
But then he had
was
to use.
synthetic.
I thought he had Yoda's
No.
crystal.
No. Sidious took Yoda's lightsaber in episode 3. How he made his lightsaber. Spare parts in what's his name? In Obi-Wan's old Ben's chest.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely he had the kyber crystal just for this reason.
Because Anakin was a bitch and using his lightsaber.
Probably.
Wait, you want to say like fucking?
Or he just had it there because he knew he was there to watch over Luke. So he probably had that stuff.
He knew that like father, like son, he would lose his lightsaber.
True.
Yeah, that's why Obi-Wan's or old Ben's style hilt, the one that he had in episode 3, looks almost exactly like Luke's green lightsaber.
But like, I was talking about the kyber crystals for having it be synthetic using freaking Sith ways to actually get it because before the Empire took over and started using the freaking caves that all the fucking kyber crystals were being essentially made in naturally, they were all used for the freaking Death Star super weapon as focusing points.
Now brings up the next good question. Where the hell did Rey get her crystal?
Yeah.
Her yellow one? I don't know. I don't really care. No.
And I really don't think Rey should have had a yellow lightsaber.
No, she shouldn't have.
She should have.
Well, no, because she went to because she turned to yellow because she turned herself into a temple guard by looking like a lightsaber there. She's placing it at the temple.
Do you know how kyber crystal gets its color?
Yes, I know, but yes.
How does it get its color?
Explain it.
Alright, so how a kyber crystal gets its color is the user meditates with it, and depending on what it's not this exactly, but its inner desire is what it becomes. So if you don't want to use a lightsaber, it becomes yellow. If you're more for learning about the Force, you're going to get a green one. If you're more for using a lightsaber, you're going to get blue.
Okay, then that kind of makes sense because the way, what's her face's hilt was built, it looked just like her staff.
Which I'm sure she
So
literally
with all reality,
she didn't want to use a lightsaber.
With all reality, she wouldn't use a lightsaber. She'd just beat a motherfucker. She'll beat a motherfucker with a long metal staff.
And she needs to use her lightsaber so that also
If
becoming a
need
temple
be
guard.
for self-defense purposes, she will use a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just a Jedi just like so pissed off, he just doesn't even pull out a lightsaber.
She just beats the shit out of you with a piece of rebar.
See that over there? That's a Sith Lord.
Fuck with a stick.
One of the most dangerous in the galaxy.
That should be a meme with her and just Kylo Ren in the background just going.
Just him shirtless,
Yeah,
just standing there like, shut up.
Hey,
the windows are, fuck you. The window's right there, I'll use it right after you. This is all a joke, just so you guys know. We
No,
do
it's
not
not a
all
joke.
wish harm on ourselves,
I do.
primarily, most of the time.
Honestly, jump
Some
out
of
the
the
window.
time.
You want to see me do it again?
Freaking Superman, you're a dick.
Alright, so let's see, we went over lightsaber shit. What color lightsaber do you think you would have?
With all reality.
Did we go over white?
Like,
Yeah.
purity.
Purified red kyber crystal.
With all reality, I mean, if I did have the powers of a Jedi, I really wouldn't use mine for good or evil. I would just use it for my own path.
That is why there's a gray Jedi.
And with a great Jedi.
Yeah, so
I would probably focus myself to the Grey Jedis because I hate the Jedis and the whole like, you're a child, you're coming with me. Oh, your mother doesn't like it. Well, sucks to be you. And I don't like the Sith because they just Hitler. The Sith was basically Hitler. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There is no ifs, ands, or buts.
Minus the stylus mustache.
The stylus mustache and
I mean, look at Fallen Order.
hey, I do have to say the Sith are better. The Sith are better than Hitler because they didn't genocide one race. They genocide multiple races.
Can't be racist.
True.
Very true.
You can't get racist if you hate everyone.
So, but like, I do believe a balance in light and darkness. But I don't know enough about Star Wars to actually pick a color. I would say blue just because if someone come at me, the first thing I'm gonna do is pull that bitch out and we're going at it. And you know damn well I'm gonna be using the Force the whole time. And honestly, if I could use the Force, I would master it just so I could turn off the enemy's lightsaber. Just turn it off. No, not even that. Like I would like focus myself to be able to crush the kyber crystal inside of their hilt.
Oh, no, I'll be playing games.
No,
He's like, get ready.
No, like get ready to swing and it just
And
falls apart.
And just turns up like, zoom, 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 zoom. Stop it! Stop it right now!
Or like, here,
I'm
watch
trying
this.
to kill you. I know. Why isn't that thing working?
Like you know how if you like push the freaking top of a flashlight a certain way, you would just turn it off. You do that with the freaking lightsaber hilt. He can't figure it out until he freaking goes to do it like this.
Or how you turn it and it gets wider, you just turn the hilt all the way goes so it goes to be like it goes just like
Lightsaber fan.
So there is knobs on to be. There's supposed to be knobs on the lightsaber to change the length of the blade as well as the width.
That's actually what I've heard was only very few select hilts can do that. Vader's was one of them. That's why you saw this grow. Not every hilt. It's actually a very uncommon thing.
Yeah, but like it would be good on.
It's a thing, but it's not a common thing. It's not a common thing.
yeah, because it's harder because when you're dealing with different lengths when you're swinging.
With all reality,
No, understand.
In all reality, the weight's literally in your hand. You don't feel any.
Well, I get obviously it's light.
Exactly.
But you've got to when you're doing all your twirls and shit and your flips, you don't want to actually flip and then be longer than your last one and cut your finger off.
No, so
That's my point.
so the reason is it doesn't move very easily like this shit. I should have moved that one. That one has no purpose. This kind of does. It's just for hearing shit. All right, it's not for anything else. But it doesn't move freely like these. It's like tight, and this one moves pretty fucking easily. So it's kind of like how on like our fucking weapons shit, right? For the like fucking iron sight, right? It's got that like flick.
Yeah.
It's like that, or it would be like that. So that way, when you're spinning, you're not fucking turning it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't wrong with spinning when you're turning. I'm talking about like when you have that extra length, you have to take into consideration when you're doing all your deflections and your spins and stuff like that.
You would feel it in the force before you have it.
Whatever.
Okay, next.
Going on colors.
Oh, what?
Wait, hold on. Color or colors?
Colors.
Okay, what color and what school would you go into?
Oh, now we're doing schools?
Well,
Like what path you would choose.
I just say schools because of Hogwarts. What path would you take?
This is fucking hard.
This
Either way,
fucking
Hogwarts.
father.
Which school would you go to? Hogwarts. Or unless you're in the States, you're going to, I
you two, but out of the three of us, we would go towards more of the gray Jedi code because we like some things in one, some things in the other.
We like our cake when we eat it too.
Yeah, pretty much. Not it gets stolen from us and just go.
Well, it's not just that. There's the whole like, I'm a firm believer like they say, cut off all emotions.
Yeah.
And all ties to anything like that, but that's what gives you strength and power, but you have to know how to control that.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you cut it off if you have no control, but you have to not let it take it over you? So I don't believe in cutting all that off. So that's one reason I don't agree with the Jedi themselves. That's why I like gray Jedi. But as far as my favorite color,
Your labor color? My labor
black.
color.
I wasn't going to go there.
Why are you guys gonna do that to me?
Oh, God.
So is it just what we see in movies and also include video games? Because I know Fallen Order did a pink saber. I thought it was pretty dope.
You can, any color there is out there.
So yeah, you can do uncanny colors.
I'm down for a pink saber. I don't know that.
That's
I
my
don't have
favorite.
toxic masculinity. I'm not here to destroy toxic masculinity.
Primo.
Nah, because so what I was gonna say is for me, like honestly, I always forget the greatest Jedi or everything because I think I would more than likely go with that if I fucking knew what it
Just
was.
as
I
being
always
your
forget about it. So like for me, like I've always just
Your
done
face.
the Sith. No, I just forget it's a fucking thing because it's not in any movies or shows. It's in the books. Excuse me, and video games.
I seen you throw it up.
No, it was just a bird. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I just always forget it's a thing because it's not very common. But for me, I would definitely choose Sith because unlimited power.
But is it unlimited? Is it only tied to 2 people? Versus the regular Jedi.
Okay.
Regular
How about
Jedi has
this?
unlimited power because they have.
All right. The old Empire, the Sith Empire. All right. There you go. The Sith Empire. I would join that shit. That's what I did with the Old Republic. So
You would be part of the. You would follow more of the gray Jedi code, but be part of this.
yeah.
This side.
Yeah. The Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still great code.
Hell of the Empire.
Because it wasn't as bad.
Long live the Emperor.
I didn't, because like, they didn't get the Sith weren't as, I mean they're evil, they weren't as evil per se, till like the Rule of 2. Because that's when it really started taking over. Because then you had the
Because they weren't evil. They were more of. I just want more power for myself. They were very selfish people.
Yeah.
Which I'd say I'm pretty selfish with things, but like I'm always gonna take care of my buddies first. Fuck you, Brian. But for lightsaber, I would definitely have a pink lightsaber. The hilt that I have that is broken, so I haven't been using it. It is fucking a beautiful pink with a white with a red flash on flash. And it's like the perfect single hand hilt. I've never gotten that's the hilt that got me to my number 1 spot whenever I was in Washington. Fucking that hilt is just beautiful, and the pink and the soundboard I have set to it, it's just amazing. So that's
Which
the
brand
lightsaber.
is that?
Huh? What brand is it? Saberforge.
Now you do commercial.
This video is sponsored by no one because I don't have any sponsors. I have 7 subscribers.
Somewhere.
I still think it's crazy how you can have a black cord and a lightsaber.
I really don't know behind it. Like I know how it came around, but I don't know why it became black. Yeah. Everyone go over their lightsaber shit?
No.
No?
We still have me and
The
Connor.
ginger.
Oh, okay, so he gets
Mr.
red.
No Soul, so he gets the dark saber.
You know, Mandalore didn't have. We never saw his
The dark-
face, so he could have been a ginger, and that's probably what. Yeah.
Yeah,
he
Okay.
did.
That was no, not Mando, Mandalore.
Oh.
The Jedi that was a
Oh.
Mandalorian. Well, one of the descendants of Mandalore. That was
The Mandalorian Jedi.
Yes, that guy.
There's
Pretty
a
sure
lot.
his name was
There's a lot of different colors.
There are. It's a great.
You're infinite. It's blue, red, green, yellow, purple, violet, white, orange, and then other, which is black, silver, bronze, carmine, magenta, and turquoise.
Yeah, then usually those are just different shades of the main primary ones.
Yeah. Anyway,
What would be yours?
I'm waiting on Garden.
So, like, I think, like, obviously for the code, like, I do like some things of the light side, I do like some things of the dark side. So, morally, I would be along the gray area. But for
Hail
like,
to the Sith. Long live the Empire.
for the Emperor! I'm sorry.
Nah, everyone's saying this is the way, but me and the boys know the real way.
For the Republic!
Do you know the way?
Yeah,
Do you
know the
know
way.
the way?
That did not know the way. Show me the way. The queen used to do it.
But for the actual, like, color, I think it would go along, like, the silver.
Yeah.
Because,
Mine used to go all the way.
Oh, really?
Didn't yours break though?
No. They said that it opened like this.
No, that was Sanchez. Never mind.
Anyway, as you were saying,
but, like, for the color of my actual saber would be, like, silver. Because, like, I don't know, I don't understand the meaning behind, like, a silver lightsaber. I just like the fucking color.
It's pretty.
Yay.
Like, it's not completely pure, but, like,
Whoever can turn my camera for so pink can meditate for me, please.
just think Pink Panther.
These are actually my favorites.
I think I would probably, you know, I've already talked about it, staying along the lines of, you know, the Grey Jedi Code, just because there's a balance in life. You have to have that balance in life, not one or the other. But as lightsaber color goes, I'd probably stay towards like whiter, like that goldish yellow, probably. Just
So
because.
either you would save a Sith crystal, or you would just not use your lightsaber except for lightsaber.
But that's just how I am as a
Could you
person.
imagine, like, going in a fight, and, like, this person's just not really using the force, not doing anything, you think this is just a well-trained person, you're gonna fight for your life, and right when you think you're about to win, like, you finally got the slight edge,
Stick well out.
they're just like, fuck,
And that's why I wish they would go immerse themselves more into like that Grey Jedi Code to show the neutralism of both the light and the dark side, or the Jedi and the Sith, and show more of that, because that would be awesome. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I've always thought that. Anyway.
Next on the list.
Alright, fuck theme songs, we already kinda covered that a little bit. So, this is the final topic before I go into quotes. How long we got?
hello there.
20 minutes? Hello there. So, how Star Wars changed your life?
I mean, Star Wars was pretty much the birth of fiction, fan fiction, I mean, not fan fiction.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi. It was the birth.
Fantasy.
Sci-fi, yes. It was
Star
pretty much
Trek
the
is sci-fi. Star Wars is sci-fantasy.
Star Wars was the birth of sci fantasy. And I'm pretty sure Star Wars Did Star Wars and Star Trek come out at the same time? Or did Star Wars come out?
Roughly.
Star Trek came
Star
out
Trek
in like
is
I think
earlier.
the 50s.
Yeah.
Mm.
Star Trek's been around a lot longer, but it's like.
But Star Wars is more,
kind of like socially acceptable.
yeah.
Star Wars is more for story. So nowadays Star Trek is for story, but before it was more for like science, teaching
Yeah.
about science.
But like I love Star Wars because like it's just kids like as a child you always had that for me at least I always had an active imagination. Walk through the woods, you find a cool stick. What are you gonna do? Just imagine it being a fucking sword. Imagine it being a lightsaber.
Imagine it being a gun.
Imagine it being a gun. Oh, I had a collection of guns.
Yeah. Guns. Guns.
This is always school shooting.
No, that is not why we have.
Bo's looking around like, do they know?
No.
You gotta tell me, bro.
But well,
So, just let me know so I can join you.
That's fun. Hey,
I'm
we're
back
married.
here.
It's
I'm back
okay.
away, Connor.
The principal in the room, or in the fucking office, just.
Hey, I plan on going to school Monday. You ready? Just
Fucking damn it.
I would put a little context behind this. I'm sure if you've seen this, you haven't watched my last stream. Or any of my streams, really. We're playing Splitgate. And, it's a new game to us. So, when I'm playing, I play on my computer. When I get angry, I will take my mouse and I'll slam it on the fucking table. I'm shocked it hasn't broken. I am fucking broken on it. But yes, that's why they keep doing that.
I'm gonna take this fucking cupcake, ram it right up your ass. Oh my god.
Power Rangers, nimble.
Dude, I love that.
We didn't even fucking
thumbnail. We don't even fucking play it now. Or we didn't even play it as a Power Rangers.
We have to. Yeah.
We'll have to do that.
But
All of
back
our
on
shit
topic
looked the
again.
same, but it was different colors. So we're the Power Rangers.
anyway, so what were we talking about before this?
Before school shooting.
How,
Oh yeah, before.
how Star Wars changed your life.
Maybe not want to shoot at schools.
Oh, like freaking the appeal to young audiences. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, and like the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek, and that like Star Trek was more or less like theorizing about the sciences of like the far future with like warp energy, like freaking warp drive, freaking. Shut the fuck up. And. Infinity and beyond. Sorry. Just going on about like Star Trek with it being trying to educate, while like Star Wars was much more like theatrical. It was much more on the story. And like even in high school, I remember with my freaking English teacher, Mr. Palmer, we did a study of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, of it being one of the greatest westerns in cinema history. Because
That's
like,
why I like Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's very Western. Western style of film.
Well, that and like. Like played on the idioms, like freaking. You can see it in like the Empire's stylized. It's very black and white, very freaking stark.
It's good versus evil, not fucking. Oh.
Well, that and they played on even with the stylization of Darth Vader, like the stormtroopers and Darth Vader's armor, and especially his helmet. They were going off the Stahlhelm, which was, it still is very.
World War II nuts started to talk his shit.
Still very associated with World War II and the Nazi regime, which is notorious for being evil. Like, being associated with this horrendous organization that doesn't care about human life.
So that's what they do.
For their own interests.
The Empire was trying to run the galaxy,
Yes.
and
But
the
a very-
rebels killed off 300,000 people,
Yes.
innocent people who were just following orders.
Yes. But still, with the whole theme of freaking Episode 4, A New Hope, or Star Wars, when it first came out, was just the idiom of the freaking good versus evil, with the Empire being very, very resemblant of,
The Nazi Party.
yes, the Nazi Party and the whole, like, Hitler's regime, and with it just being this totalitarian regime that was horrible. And that even the freaking citizens have to worry about their freaking own livelihood if they said something wrong. Or,
Is that what you studied instead of World War II?
So this how has this
He
changed your life?
studied the tanks and all the helmets and the guns. He didn't
Actually,
care what everyone
so
did.
I've learned a lot about.
He just learned about the equipment.
I've learned a lot about Star Wars, but like, how did this change your life?
oh.
I learned a lot about how you studied about Star Wars in school. I'd like to know how it changed your life.
You had to be already fascinated with it and studied it to this depth in school. So what made you like Star Wars?
It's fucking Star Wars. What's not to like about it? It's fucking, alright, you have space wizards that wield freaking light swords. Yeah, and they can
Fucking space wizards, dude.
fucking space wizards!
I like your funny words, my friend.
Still better storyline than Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna get a lot of hate.
Harry Potter's a ripoff of Star Wars, just saying.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because
Come on.
really,
Orphan kid, left to live with his uncle, met by a strange wizard who's Harry. To go be met up with another grand wizard who's gonna teach him even more. Who's gonna save the day against some burned bad dude. Come on now, it's just another ripoff.
this evil man, once you actually get to see his fucking face, is like freaking pale as shit and scarred.
Freddy Krueger. He's crazily obsessed with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Pedophilia.
Well,
Whoa.
Never mind, I that one.
alright, so how did Star Wars change your life?
I just grew up on it. I just didn't know what it was.
He knows nothing but
That's me. I know practically nothing but Star Wars.
Even when I was working, I dig deeper into Star Wars. Because like I guess Release or Escape.
No.
Oh,
It says release.
I hope that picked up your hand motion. Alright, Compton, you're up.
I mean, I'm pretty much the same way. I grew up watching this shit on fucking VHS and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and my dad sat there and watched for days.
You put it in the VHS and you're like, oh fuck, I'm about to rewind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now the popcorn's gonna be cold.
Sit there fucking 20 minutes just to get out back.
Yeah, you were the shit when you had one that would rewind. You press the rewind button
And it
you
would
have
do
to
it
hold
on its own.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
like, oh, this is the shit.
But no, I mean, I just didn't talk about it all day too. And kind of like Sam, like,
We do it work.
you know, we still do that shit at work. But no, like, I like watching all of it and just immersing myself into it. And like you said, it's like a release. It's more or less like a release / like a hobby.
Well, it's like it's so vast. Like,
Yeah,
like,
because it's a very big universe, and there's, yes, they have the 6 movies, and they have, you know, the fucking, not the spin-offs, but the, what are the movies in between, like Solo?
Just
The fillers. Yeah, kind of like the fillers, and then they have like the animated series and stuff. Like, the universe is so big, and there's a lot to like go over that people still don't know about, such as the Yoda species. Like, we're still waiting on. We don't even know a fucking name for it.
or more backstory behind certain characters. Like,
Yeah.
I would be working doing carpentry or painting. God, I hated paint.
Anyway.
I would put something Star Wars related, like history, theory,
Yeah.
such as just something I can listen to in the background and learn, and not be drawn out by the boredom of work and so engaged by that. So like,
How's it changed your life?
How has it changed my life?
She's fucking obsessed with it.
Dude.
Anyway.
That's where you're at. How did you get here?
How did I get here? Alright, so you wanna know
I
that?
saw a magic man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
So,
We get it.
when I was a kid, moved in with my, whenever we moved in with my stepdad, me and my mom, one of the things, me and my stepdad would do to kind of bond was, play Battlefront,
Oh my god.
Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 1?
I don't remember, dude.
It was probably two.
It was probably two.
How old were you?
21. I was 7.
I played two.
I
played one.
I don't know.
Because the one was like GameCube, PS1 era.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
But if it's from his stepdad, then it's
On the Xbox, so you're looking at probably two.
Yeah, it might have been 2, it might have been 1, I don't fucking remember. But I remember we played that, and then he showed me, like, the films through VHS. And, like, I just absolutely loved it. And pretty much from there, it just grew. We had those toy lightsabers where you press a button and the blade would shoot out with the spring.
Oh,
We had those ones.
The fancy one.
Yeah, we had those ones. Had the I still have one. Well, I took it apart.
Lightsabers.
We
construction paper you made.
Again.
I borderline want to go to Home Depot. Was just like if we could all go back to the States together and just go to Home Depot and build our own.
Where are you going at? Stewart.
Lost. He's going lost in the woods.
Oh. So.
Hey, you guys want to go to Home Depot and build our own lightsabers?
For us, I can drive over there. Y'all are an 8.5-hour drive from where I'm from. So I can go over there and fucking meet up with y'all and we can do shit like this. And just make our shit. We won't even have to buy blades. I own blades. I own plenty of blades.
I like it, got cheese.
Not my dick.
But yeah, it just kind of took over my life, and I want to say it changed me for the better, but it probably didn't, because I've spent too much money on lightsabers.
Yes,
and
you
just
have.
Star
No,
Wars
you haven't.
merchandise. You're correct.
Hey,
There's no such thing. If it brings you happiness and joy, there's no.
there are other fans who spend probably 5 times as much as you have.
Oh,
So
100%.
compared to a lot of Star Wars fans, you actually have not spent that much.
And compared to
I
others,
think
you
I've
have
spent
more.
probably about $3,000 on lightsabers.
That's a new turbo.
Yeah, that's a.
That's a new part for my train, huh, Garner?
That's not even a piston.
No. That's more or less for fucking bearings.
That's how much the road runner cost.
Man, if I had that money, I'd buy a live size scale Deadpool.
Yeah, figures.
And just put in my closet.
Why would you put it in the closet?
Because it's just naughty.
Oh
Well,
shit.
I mean,
You're getting that side of Deadpool.
with all reality,
You gotta get out of here. I can't wait to see how thick lives in the city, and
with all reality, Deadpool
might wanna
will
leave
fuck
it in
everyone
that.
that moves.
I bet it feels huge in this hand. Alright. What do we got left? 5 minutes. On to some quotes. What are your favorite quotes?
hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
R2D2 screaming. That's it.
Goblin.
All of BB-8 sass.
All of the BB-8 sass. Alright.
That shit is fucking hilarious.
They fly now. They fly now.
Wait, there's 2 of them. It's getting out of control.
I'd probably say my favorite one. It's not really a one quote. It's more of the conversation between Anakin and Padme in Episode 3. You're so beautiful. It's only because I'm so in love. No, it's because I'm so in love with you. What the fuck is that? So you're blinded by love? No, that wasn't bad acting. Those are just the lines they were given.
You can still make it better than that, yo. I've seen better poetry from
I mean, take some notes from Robin Williams, who pretty much improvised every single line he's ever given in every movie.
Or Chris Pratt.
Or Tom Hardy.
I don't know, I also like, I hate Sand.
Everybody loves a good comeback story.
Forgot about this one. So, because I wrote down a few minutes ago before. Huh? We're at 3:56. Anyway, so, and there's an episode of in the Clone Wars when Ahsoka and fuck, I can't remember her name. It was her apprentice. Fucking green face, fucking black like makeup on, and then like the
What's your series?
one of the Jedi. It was from the prequel trilogy.
Yes. No, that was.
I think it was Aayla Secura.
You talking about the one in Clone War?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Point
she-
guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her. So they both got stuck underground on, I believe it was Geonosis.
A tank. Right, a tank.
I don't remember. They got stuck underground, and Obi-Wan was pestering Anakin to not just run in there and to step back and take a plant. So he says, sometimes to jump, you must take a step back. Anakin's response was, and sometimes it just takes the will to jump. That shit fucking hit me deep. That's a really good quote for Star Wars.
Season 7, what was it?
Yeah, season 7 is really fucking good.
Not there yet. I was up to
There's
There's a lot of shit that has came out, and I put that off because that's what I watch by myself, and there's a lot of shit that me and my wife watch.
And you're over here watching, what, Peaky Blinders for the third time? When you could be watching anything else?
I'm almost done with Peaky Blinders now.
Yeah, for the third time.
I'm about to be on season 5.
Alright, so there's a line Yoda says in episode 1, towards the end. Always two there are, no more, no less. How does he know about that?
Because it's been a while for that fucking
No,
one.
no, but think about it. Bane created the rule of two to hide from the Jedi. No Jedi knew of it, ever, until Yoda says that. No Jedi ever runs into another Sith since the fall of the Sith Empire.
You forget about all of the Sith that go, or not Sith, all of the Jedi that go into the Force and become Force, well, not necessarily Force ghosts, but go straight into the Force. Then at that point, they're everywhere. They're not just in one place.
Yes, but up to that point, when Qui-Gon has been messing with the living force, which is why he comes back as a
Force ghost.
no, because he's not a force ghost, because
he didn't finish his training.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I want to get into, segue into after you're done talking.
So that being said, so he's the only one that knew, because he was like that's why they wanted him on the council, because he's such wise that he said no to this. They're so stricken by rules into the living force. So, which afterwards, because he appears to Yoda in between the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. He appears to him for him to start training. So that's why he also took off when he failed to be Palpatine. He went off to meditate and train to know that yes, I can do it myself, but I can still teach from beyond.
Now, segue off of that, how did Anakin become a Force ghost? Yeah, that's my ringtone shit.
What?
It's an 8-bit version of the Force.
No, the question.
Oh, so how did Anakin become a Force ghost? He didn't train to become a Force ghost.
Rey didn't train to do anything, she still did.
She didn't become a Force ghost.
I guarantee if she died, she would.
Probably, but
That's 'cause nobody likes her.
fuck the sequels, alright? I'm talking about original trilogy. How did he become one? He didn't do the extensive training. Yeah, he was powerful with the Force, but the dark side of the
I don't
Force,
know.
not the living
Not true.
Force.
Not true. cause like you still gotta realize, so his master became one, and since there's always good in him, that doesn't mean they're not nagging or anything in the back of the head from said. So that being said, there's no reason even as a Sith he couldn't have looked into these teachings. Because, also going through the Clone War, because he was chosen when he also learned a whole bunch of shit, like when he had to deal with the father, his
Yeah.
brother. So, like, there's probably things he knew that Yoda didn't even know.
Yeah, like he knew what would happen to himself, and then he forgot it because of the father.
So, exactly. Like, he probably found the training or was being taught the training. Because he's meditating a whole lot.
Yeah. I don't really know. But yeah. That's everything. So, you wanna do the outro?
What would that be?
Garner, I know you know. You're a fucking YouTuber. How do you guys...
Sorry. I was part of the working class.
I came right out of high school, so fuck off. Anyways, if you liked it, give us a like, subscribe, share us.
It's a trap.
Share us with your friends that like Star Wars. There probably won't be another Star Wars podcast for a while, because we kind of covered over just about everything. Next, you want to do Halo? I don't know, because I was thinking films for this one, but then
I don't know.
we kind of just said Star Wars, but
I think they should pick
who? Them? I mean, who the fuck's gonna comment? Nobody watches this.
You
never know.
7.
I have 7 people.
Well, number 7 is
Not
not one of them.
3 of them work on the podcast. But anyways, like it, give us a like. If you made it even this far, holy fuck, what are you doing with your life? But no, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, I guess, whatever you want us to do next. I think that might be it. Alright. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, what Garner said. Oh wait, we didn't fucking introduce you two at the end. Don't go anywhere. So right here we got Sammy, he's one of the guys we play with a lot. And then we got Card and Waffle over here. Oh, Garner, the Tub. I love this band.
I like how you introduced us at the very end, and you're hoping someone's still watching.
Don't forget, at the very end of this video, we have something important for y'all.
I'll probably like mention that. Or I might just fucking put some name shit. I don't know. Yeah, thank you.